Can we do a little thing called Sleepy Joe Watch? This is where I'm going to tell you the stuff that's all the way. Been building up all week, and here's some of the stuff that's been happening over there in the US. Let's first have a look here at Kamala Harris. Now, Kamala Harris has been calling world leaders. Now, normally a vice president at some point in time does reach out to world leaders, but she's been calling them as if she was the president. We're talking about people like Canada, not calls that have been happening from the president to the Prime Minister of Canada. There also still, after basically a month, is a scenario where we still have not got a call from Biden to Netanyahu in Israel. Also here. Now, there's been a lot of conversation about how is Joe Biden enjoying his time in the White House. Well, apparently, part of what has been happening is some playing of Mario Kart. Okay, this is happening in the White House now, where you got videos. Now, look, they deserve some downtime. Nixon, of course, used to go bowling. Then, of course, think of how the media would have treated Donald Trump for saying something like this. But, of course, because nobody can possibly say that Joe Biden is wobbling just a little bit, that when he says the quiet bit out loud, it doesn't fill you with confidence.
I get up in the morning and look at Jill and say, where the hell are we?
In fairness, we're being cheeky there. The longer version of that grab is that he's overawed by living at the White House. But you can imagine the shortened version that would have been played if it was Donald Trump, and there wouldn't have been the explanation like I just did as well. There's also this weird reaction that Joe Biden had during that CNN town hall, and it was about his attitudes towards China. Now, I don't know what he is saying here, whether he is saying it's my job as an American president to stand up for what's right, or it's my job as an American president to respect that the president of China doesn't agree with what we think are human rights, therefore it's hands off. If you can work it out, call me and tell me what you think.
The central principle of Xi Jinping is that there must be a united, tightly controlled China. And he uses his rationale for the things he does based on that. I point out to him, no American president can be sustained as a president if he doesn't reflect the values of the United States. And so the idea, I'm not going to speak out against what he's doing in Hong Kong, what he's doing with the Uyghurs in western mountains of China, and Taiwan trying to end the one China policy by making it forceful. I said, and by the he said he gets it. Culturally, there are different norms at each country, and their leaders are expected to follow.
And Donald Trump decided to do a few interviews today, in part talking about, among other things, that the election's still rigged, all the rest of it. But he talked about Rush Limbaugh, the conservative radio host who died in the United States today.
I didn't know Rush at all, as you know. I didn't know him at all until I had gotten word that from somebody that Rush was with us all the way. He was, we have this guy who was so big on radio. I knew a lot about Rush, but I didn't know him. And he was with me all the way, and it was sort of incredible. I got to know him after that, and he was much different, actually. He was very, very, I wouldn't say not outgoing, but he was very, very warm. He was just a very warm person.